Welcome to another one of my videos where I talk about the world of data. In today's video, I'm going to cover off the topic of how to get a job when you've got qualifications in data analytics. You've either done a master's or you've done boot camp or you've done Udemy courses. So you've done a lot of courses, and so you've picked up a lot of technical skills and sometimes some more business skills as well, but you still struggling to find a job. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some of the sort of tips that I give people who've got, like I said, the qualifications or the training in data analytics, but still finding it difficult to get a job. So the first thing is, don't forget, when you have all these qualifications in data analytics, it'd be quite common that a lot of people have these. You know, it's easy to do a Udemy course or a bootcamp course, and a lot of people do these courses. And so when I actually hire for data analysts, I get a lot of CVs where they've done a lot of courses, and that's really good, and it shows that you're committed to wanting to do data analytics, but it doesn't really tell me how good you are. So the way to really demonstrate how good you are through practical experiences. Now, the best practical experiences are obviously those that you gain from real world projects. Okay, so if you were able to do an internship, or if you had a university or a college project that you worked on that you could show me the output of, then that's great, because that shows that there was a problem statement, you took that problem statement and you used data analytics to answer it, and then you presented the findings, whether it's in some kind of visualization in Power BI or Tableau or Google Data Studio, or whether it was an output that you presented in Excel or PowerPoint. Now, I know that a lot of the students or the people who want to get into data analytics, they tell me that it's very hard to get experience. So it's like a catch-22. They haven't got the experience, therefore they can't get the job. And if they can't get a job, they can't get the experience. So what's the next best thing you can do? So my advice is actually to do projects, okay? So what I found is that people who apply for jobs, when they show me a portfolio of things that they have done, then that actually shows me that what they're practically capable of doing, okay? So, if I wanted to know, could you build a dashboard? Okay, if you've already built a dashboard, that gives me an idea that you can do it. And if you did quite a few, if you did like a handful of dashboards, then I can see and say, well, actually, you've got quite versatility. Or, are you only able to create dashboards in a certain way? And sometimes, this is quite useful, because a lot of the work that data analysts do needs to be visualized, and the message or the story needs to be told to the audience. So having the ability to visualize that data is very important. And if you've got a portfolio or a series of dashboards that you've built, that you've hosted online, or even if you've literally printed them on PDF and brought them in, or emailed them to me or to the person recruiting, they can actually see how good you are at building dashboards. But obviously in data analytics, a lot of it is around running queries on data and answering business questions. And so the best projects is if you take a project, if you take a business question or even a problem statement. So something like, is the relationship between EV cars, so electric vehicles, selling more, and I don't know, traffic congestion or something. So you might be able to find data in the public domain where you could look for this kind of data sets and do an analysis. But what I really want to see, or what employers really want to see, is that you can take a problem statement, you can go and use the right data to answer that question. There's no point going off and answering a different question. They want you to answer the question that's been asked. Now, in these projects, obviously they're your own questions, so that's fine. But it's good to see that you've taken a problem statement. You haven't taken literally a query. So it's like, oh, can you create the maximum value out of this table? That's not a problem statement. That's just a query, okay, that you would run. So take a problem statement, like a business problem that might be, oh, we're losing revenue, or we're losing sales. What's contributing to that loss? Or we've doubled our sales. What's contributed to that? That's the problem statement, okay? And you want to then show how you answered that. And again, use publicly available data. If you can get some data from companies, that's great. Ask around, see if anyone can give you data. But if you can't, use publicly available data and show this was the problem statement that I looked at. And sometimes you can pick up those problem statements just from the public arena, whether it's in the news, whether it's people tweeting about it, saying, oh, now that we've got a new government, are we going to see more poverty or something like that? Take those kind of problem statements and say, right, this was the problem statement. This is the data that I used, and the reason I used this data is because it answers the problem statement statement in this way, and this is the analysis that I did, and this is the findings that I found. Okay, and if you did a series of those, and you don't have to do too many, you know, I mean, I would say 3, 4, maximum 5. You just need to do those, okay? Because then when you submit your CV, you would put a link to your portfolio or to the projects that you have done, and an employer, prospective employer, can look at it and go, oh, actually, this person has done the end-to-end. They understand how to be a data analyst. Because like I said, a lot of people do apply or want to be a data analyst, but they just got lots of qualifications. They've done, like I said, Udemy course, Coursera, boot camps, even degrees or master's degrees. So they've done lots of different courses, but they haven't been able to demonstrate the practical application. I mean, the best interviews that candidates give when I interview them, and they've just got, let's say, a course or a degree or a master's, is when they talk about the projects that they worked on in those courses. So they'll talk about the project, and I'll ask them, tell me the end-to-end. I want to understand how you went from understanding the problem statement to how you came up with the answer. Okay, and if you don't have that experience, then doing your own project takes you through that journey, and actually you will learn a lot about real world projects where most of the time goes. You know, sometimes you go down routes that are dead ends. Sometimes you will do a piece of analysis that doesn't quite make sense, and then you've got to validate it, and then you might find that there are some issues with the data that doesn't help you answer the question. Okay, and those are the kind of things that employers will look for, that you have that practical experience of doing a data analytics project. Essentially, if you are looking to get into data analytics and all you've got is qualification but no experience, and you're not able to do an internship or do some free work for someone, okay, to help them out with real data, then I would suggest you do projects. Okay, and like I said, I'm not really interested, or employers won't be really interested in what the data set is or what the problem statement was. The fact that you've approached it in a way that they would expect a data analyst to do, and it will demonstrate to the employer or to the person hiring you that you know the steps of data analytics and how to get into data analytics. So I hope that helps. Like I said, in summary, you just need a portfolio of projects. Okay, so if you can create that portfolio of projects, then you'll be showing your prospective employers that you know the steps and you know what's involved in being a data analyst. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do subscribe to the channel, and please do obviously like and share the video. Thank you. As a remote data scientist, people, especially people who are based in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, how do they get a job in a European or a North American